Morning YouTubers, we're off again. I'll show you where we are. We're moored up at the moment close to Watford on the Grand Union, heading north. If you're wondering why I'm pulling away from Watford and not West Drayton where you last saw me, I've had a bit of a disaster and I'll tell you all about it now. To cut a long story short, my laptop died on me and I lost 3 weeks worth of footage from the Grand Union. It wasn't only the lost footage, but it was also the editing software and stuff that I'm used to. Plus I had to get a replacement laptop. Hopefully all that's behind me now, and I'd like to invite you on a cruise going north on the Grand Union Canal. We're going into Iron Bridge Lock. When I get in the lock, there's something close by that I can't pass and not show you at least a little bit of it. These locks are a different style to what I've been used to around on the River Stoke, Lee. They're probably older and got a lot more character. We're up on the bridge now, overlooking the lock. And here's what I wanted to show you. Cassiobury Park was created in 1909 when Watford Council bought the estate from the Earl of Essex, and they made it into a public park. I don't know how they got away with it, but they demolished this beautiful stately home 18 years later. I think it dated back to Tudor times. This is not the Grand Union Canal you're seeing in the park, it's the River Gade. It's a beautiful place to bring your family, and you've got something for everyone over here, which you'll see in a minute. Got all this beautiful scenery, and you've also got this massive play area for the kids. And then to top it all, you've got Watford Miniature Railway, which takes you all around the grounds. If you live near here and you find you've got nothing to do for the day, you do a lot worse than bring the kids and family over here. Right, we'll get back to the narrowboating now. These kind chaps offered to close the gate for me. But I'm just telling them not to bother, as there's 2 boats coming down towards us. There's a lot of people on the towpath. I'm not sure, but it looks like a works outing to me. I know some of the big factories around this way shut down for a couple of weeks in the summer. The lady on the other boat has just informed me that the next pound up is very low. Where I'm a solo boater, that could turn it into a little bit of a problem, because I'd have to go backwards and forwards between the locks filling up the pound. Be hard work. We're coming up to the lock now, where the low pound is on the other side. When I get on the lock landing, I'll have to go and have a look and weigh it up. I know what to do in theory, but it's something that I've never done practically. So it'll be another first. When I went up there to have a look, there was another boat in the lock in front of me filling up the pound already, so I got lucky. You don't always pass other boats on the right hand side. Like in this pound, it's easier if I went over on the left. The boat coming towards me is a work boat. What he actually does is he pumps out other boats' toilets. So he's full of it, if you know what I mean.
Cheers, mate. You had a bit of an audience there, didn't you? You had a bit of an audience? Yeah.
He had a crowd of people cheering him when he was doing the lock. I don't suppose they knew what he had in them tanks though. I really lucked out there. I could have been an hour walking up and down between the locks filling up that pound. Perhaps my luck's changing. I threw the rope over so that I can pull Aitch over to the other side of the lock. I don't always drive out of the lock onto the lock landing to go and shut the gate afterwards. Where I'm single-handed, sometimes I find it easier to do it this way. I I pull the boat out by hand, and when it's through the gate I'll tie it on the bollard and go back and shut the gates. I suppose it helps pulling the boat around being a bit of a heavyweight, but I found that easy and quick. I had a comment on a previous video saying that they hope I don't get spoilt by the beauty of the River Stour when I actually get onto the canals. Some of the places that I've been through on this part of the Grand Union more than match up to a lot of the rivers that I've been down in previous videos. As you'll hopefully see. I've got a blind bend coming up just after this bridge. That's why I've been tooting the horn. And in my experience lately, it's usually when you get a boat coming the other way. See what I mean about how beautiful some of this is? I don't know if you're the same as me, but it's not only the beauty that you see with your eyes, you get a feeling about places as well. And I've had that feeling a lot round here. I know it's a nice day, but just look at some of this. Looks pretty over here on the left. I'll see if I can show you. Very nice. Look at the colour of that sky. The only criticism that I have got about this area is I haven't seen many places to dump your rubbish or empty your toilets. I've got quite a few black bags of rubbish stacking up in the well deck that I need to get rid of. I was expecting a cuckoo to stick its head out when them doors open. We've got a place called the Grove over here on the left. All the world leaders had a meeting over there a couple of years ago, discussing what's best for us minions, I suppose. Because, as you know, we can't think for ourselves nowadays. Someone's got to tell us what to think. I must admit though, it's a beautiful bit of real estate over there. And it's a beautiful bit of real estate here too. Look at this. Lovely. Hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. I'm afraid I'm going to have to disturb this fisherman.
Any joy? No joy? No joy today?
Nah, look, you shit, why not? Got a little soft side man down here.
Yeah?
A lock's just crept up on me from behind the trees, so I'm going to have to get over there quick on the lock landing. Lovely to have a bit of crew to help you out with the locks and things like that, but I'm in no rush. I just take my time. I've got nowhere that I've got to be. If I see somewhere nice, I'll just pull up and stop there for a few days. There is some downsides. On the whole, it's a lovely way to live. Right, I've had enough of looking at all this loveliness for one day. I'm thinking about mooring up now for the evening. I've just gone past a spot that's got a gap in the trees where I can fit the solar panels, so I'm going to reverse up. That's one of the things that you've got to think of when you're living off grid, so that you've got enough electricity for all your basic needs. Some of it looks a bit shallow on the towpath side, but we'll see.
You need a push?
Looks like it.
Or you're just mooring up?
Well, I'm going to have a try. I might pull it back there or something.
If you look at the solar panels on the front of the boat, I'm trying to get them in the sun, in that gap. I won't get the sun all the day in there, but I'll get most of it. It should be enough. It was a shame about losing all that footage of the Grand Union, but I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'd like to thank you for coming along with me, and hopefully I'll see you next time.